are possible if you only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Good morning to everyone, and thank you so much for joining me here in the War Room, the place where we gain strength and strategy so that we can live. This is the place where we gain strength and strategy so that we can live in victory every day. So if you would please go ahead and put that in the comments for me. I'm going to live. That's our confession today. I'm going to live. We thank God for each and every one of you, War Room warriors, that's here in the War Room with us this morning. If you haven't already shared this post, would you please go ahead and share this post, share this live stream so that your family and your friends can know that we are live here in the War Room. So go ahead and let your family and your friends know that we are live here in the War Room so that they can also receive what it is that God is speaking to us. I always say this is the place where we gain strength and strategy so that we can live our life every day in victory. That's why we are here. That's why we pray. That's why we talk to him so that he can download those instructions in our hearts and in our minds so that we can live a life of victory. Well, good morning, praise the Lord to each and every one of you. Let's go really quickly into our conversation for today. And today, the word that I have for you today is going to be a simple word for those who would receive what it is that God is speaking to us today. It's not a long, drawn-out word. It's just a simple word that I have for us. And the word today is just simply, it shall come to pass. That's what God dropped in my spirit this morning while I was praying and spending time with him here in the sanctuary. He just simply told me to encourage someone, it shall come to pass. Can somebody put that in the comments for me? It shall come to pass. Whatever it is that God has spoken in your life, I want to let you know that it shall come to pass. I want us to understand this morning that the greatest enemy to the believer is time. The greatest enemy to the believer is the waiting room, the waiting period, the season where God has us waiting. And honestly, time should not be our enemy because time is our ally. But sometimes what happens is we abuse time and we neglect time, and oftentimes we try to rush time. And whenever we rush time, it's only because we did not properly prepare in the season that God was trying to get us ready for what was next. So because we wasted time in the preparation season, now we want to try and rush time in our waiting season. But if you really learn how to, listen to this, manage your time properly, time really is, like the saying goes, time is really on your side. But a lot of times, because we don't know how to properly manage our time, it seems as if time is against us. But time is really on our side if you just learn how to prepare and to properly plan and to properly wait on what it is that God has promised us. Time is never or should never be wasted. time cannot be rushed. But a lot of times, because we waste time, we try to rush time. I hope this is making sense to us already early this morning. I hope I'm already saying something to you this morning. You have to understand that whenever you tend to rush time, what happens is you begin to make decisions that goes against what it is that God promised you. Whenever you begin to rush time, it's almost as if it's a contradiction to what it is that God has said. That's why it's so important that we take the time to use the preparation season for what it is. Because if you use your season of preparation to prepare, you won't have to sit there and try to rush when it's time to walk in it. I hope I'm helping somebody. I'm looking in the comments. I hope I'm really helping somebody already this morning. There's a story in the book of Genesis. I believe it starts in chapter number 15 and goes to, I think it's like 5 chapters, 20, 21, or 22. But it's the story of Abraham and Sarah. God made Abraham and Sarah a promise that they were going to conceive, that they were going to have a child. And because it seemed as if what God promised them was not going to come to pass, Sarah suggested that Abraham sleep with Hagar, the maid. So when they did that, what happened was she gave birth to a child, but it began to cause problems